William. Okay,
Hello.
William, let's try it again.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Yes. Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
My son told me about your website, and I have enjoyed listening to you. But my question is, cancer took my wife away from me almost a year ago, and I still grieve, and I miss her like no one would ever know. And I am kind of mad at God for doing that, and I don't know how to get God back in my life. I even tried to commit suicide, and that didn't work. And I ended up in a psych ward for 10 days on suicide watch. And I am very sad still, and I don't know how I can ever become happy again. So I guess that is my question to you.
Your question is what? How can you become happy?
How can I become happy, and why am I still mad at God for taking Cindy? Cindy was a physician. She helped people her whole life, and when she retired, she volunteered at an animal shelter and helped animals her last few years.
How long had you been married?
21 years.
Nice. And so why do you think God did that?
I don't know who else would do that. Why?
How about evil? Satan would take life. God don't take life. He gives life. The devil take life. God gives life.
Why was the devil in her life? Why did the devil take her instead of me first?
I don't know,
Why?
but if I were you, I'd be grateful that she went first and not you, so you can work on yourself.
Well, yes and no. I would do anything to have her here sitting with me right now.
And let me tell you this then. The grief and the pain that you're having right now is not about your wife. It's about you. You want to use your wife so you can feel better. It's not like you're mad at God because he took her life. You're mad at God because he took away your God, and now you're feeling the pain of it. It's all ego. It's very selfish. It's not about Sydney. It's about you. And so you're pretending that it's about her. Because if it was about her, you would just be grateful for the time you had with her, and now she's gone, you would still have peace. But it's about you. It's not about Sydney, so you're lying to yourself. Why don't you be honest that it's for you and not about Sydney?
Well, I have never heard that from anyone, and I've been going to a therapist for a year, but you have just opened my eyes up, and I am grateful for that.
That makes sense?
Yes, it does. Now it does, yes.
Yeah, and you're blaming everyone but not looking at yourself. It wasn't God. It wasn't, it's not about her gone. It's about your ego. So what I recommend is that you start working on you, because your peace, your happiness will come from God and not from another human being. And if that human being is there, it'll be nice. If she or he is not there, whether it's your children or whatever, you'll be fine. Either way, because you wouldn't be looking to an outer source to make you happy. Only God can give a person peace, and perfect peace is everlasting. So what I recommend that you start working on you and stop being selfish.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I will try that. And again,
how old are you?
I'm 71.
Oh, yeah, start working on you. Overcome your anger. You still have anger?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And
yes.
And why are you holding on to anger?
because nothing like this has ever happened to me. I lost my dad years ago. My mom is 99 and still alive.
Wow.
Yeah, and Cindy, I have two children, 43 and 40, who I love and I'm very proud of. But Cindy was something so special to me.
She was your God.
She was close.
Yeah, no, she was your God. That's why you had the pain. You lost your God.
Yeah, and so that is why I am still angry with a lot of things.
Well, that's not the reason you're still angry. The reason you're angry, you have not forgiven your mother for recreating you in her image. Your mother imposed her will on you, and the anger that you have came from her. You became angry at her when you were a child, and you have not forgiven her. I recommend you go, especially if she's still living. So now you have a perfect chance to work on you, and it starts with forgiving your mother for imposing her will on you and turning you away from your father.
No, I don't think she did that, Jesse. As I still visit her once a week, and I take her flowers. I grow roses in my garden because Cindy likes roses, and I take my mom's flowers, roses that I grow, and I don't think I have resentments against her.
So
she was very strict, as my dad was, but I am glad they raised me the way they did.
When you say she was strict, how was she strict?
They were very, had to be home at a certain time, had to, go to church every Sunday, don't swear, don't smoke, don't drink. And I abided by that. And I don't think that is a bad way to live. So,
what you don't realize, and you may, but it sounds like it's not the mother's job to correct the children. It's the father's job. That's why the mother is supposed to report to the father, and the father disciplines the kids because mothers don't have love, and they only have anger, and they discipline with anger, and that can cause you to become angry too.
Yeah.
And so, what else your mother did? Let me ask this way: Did your mother do anything while you were living at home that would irritate you at times, and even when you left home?
She would swear, and I didn't like that. I didn't think a lady should swear.
Yeah.
She, I don't know. I thought she was a loving lady, so I don't really, she's from the Depression era, okay, and they had nothing at one time, and she did the best she could for me.
She did the best, but it was evil.
Well, yes and no. I would tend to differ with you because I don't think she had an evil bone in her body.
Really? So you think it's good to curse like that?
Well, okay, maybe that evil bone then. You are right. But
let's deal with that. Is that good or evil?
That is, in my mind, it is evil.
So we just found one evil bone in her body.
Yes, only one. Only one.
Is it good to be so strict on your children when they're growing up?
I don't know. I got sole custody of my daughter when she was 14 because my first wife was abusive, both physically and emotionally. And
she was just like your mother.
Well, I don't think my mom was physically or emotionally abusive.
You don't think being so strict on your children is abusive?
I was not that strict with my children.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your mama.
I don't know.
Is it good to be that strict with your children?
I guess not, because...
Is it good to be that strict with your children?
I guess not, because
Is it good to be that strict with your children?
no.
We just found another bone, evil bone in her body.
Yeah, I know, but
If you want to be free, William, you got to be honest with yourself, and then God will free you up from evil. You must forgive. Before you can enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must go and forgive, because you're right. Your parents did the best they could do. Her mother did it to her. She couldn't help it. And when you forgive, don't ask for forgiveness. You forgive them, then God will forgive you. Then you will know God, because you don't know God yet. You just have an idea about God, and all ideas about God are lies. You want to know Him, but you can't know Him unless you forgive your parents.
Very well said. Yes, I have my interpretation of God, and you have your interpretation of God.
I have no interpretation of God at all. I used to, because I know how, that's why I understand where you're coming from. But all you have are ideas about God. That's why you got mad at Him, thinking that He took your wife, and He had nothing to do with it, because your ideas about Him are wrong. God is not an idea.
Yes.
And then those suicidal thoughts you have when you try to take your life, those came from your God, the devil. He convinced you to try to take your life. Sin is God, is not worth living. What will you do? You're not worth anything. Take your life. You're like, all right, Daddy. And you went and tried to take your life. You're worshiping the devil.
Yeah, thank you. I never looked at suicide as that way, but I looked at it as a way to end my sorrows and misery, and I now look at it as I have a therapist. I am on antidepressants, and I do have a lot to live for.
You have a dumb therapist. He or she trying to give you medication to solve spiritual issues. That won't work.
Yes, I know, but the antidepressant does help. It's on the lowest dose. When I was in the psych ward, they put me on a high dose, and they kept weaning me down to see what was best for me, and they ended up putting me on the lowest dose of Celexa.
How about, I'm not telling you to stop taking your medication, I'm not a doctor, but how about going and forgiving your mother, forgive your father, though he's gone. He couldn't help. He did the best he could as well, and so that God can forgive you. And have you heard about my silent prayer?
I have not. I say this is the first day I was on. My son told me about you. He listens to you all the time, and I was so impressed with you that I had to call in and talk to you.
Well, I want to encourage you. You still do your little hooping and hollering, but do the silent prayer so you could be still and know God.
Okay.
It's rebuildingaman.com/prayer or silentprayer.video. And I want you to start working on yourself so you can have life, because if you drop your body in misery, that's all you're going to ever have is misery. But if you drop your body in perfect peace, that's all you will ever have is perfect peace. And that's how you don't want to die in misery. Dying, taking your life, trying to overcome your misery is not the answer. You're just going to be stuck in misery. But if you drop your body in perfect peace, you will always have perfect peace, because your body will disappear, but the real you are never going to die, and you don't want to get stuck in hell for the rest of your life.
Thank you. Thank you for that, those kind words. You have been so helpful today.
And one last thing, this fear of facing your mother, because you will feel fear. The devil going to tell you, oh, don't hurt her feeling. She's 90 years old. How will she react? All those are lies coming from the devil, right? However she reacts is on her. It has nothing to do with you. So if you do feel fear about it, shake in your boots, but forgive your mother and overcome fear.
Thank you. You have been more helpful than you will ever know today. for me.
Amazing. I wish you well. Well, you want to live. You
Yeah.
don't want to die. What's up?
I'm going to the park today and walking my little dog. So
There you go.
I'm going to enjoy the day.
And just
I
know.
will talk to you. I will talk to you again.
All right, and just know that all those thoughts you have about Sydney and about life are all lies. Sydney is God. She doesn't exist right now. It's time for you to live and have a life, all right?
Okay, thank you very much.
I wish you well. Let me know how it goes.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Amazing.